Hey folks, Craig Ripley here, and once again welcome to the February 2015 edition of Living Off the Slab. Back in December of last year, the International Motorcycle Show made a stop at the Javits Center in New York City. And like most years, I jumped on the train and I went down there to attend. I tell you, every year when I go there, I take my camera and I have every intention of making this great video of everything that I see there. There's just so much, right? But I tell you, it is getting harder and harder to make anything worthwhile from going to the show. It is so crowded and it is so noisy, and there's just so much going on that it's hard to get any really good shots. It's hard to get any really good sound and so forth. And unfortunately, I can't get in on the media day. Maybe at some point they'll notice me and let me in. But at this point, I have to go in like the rest of us. I have to pay a ticket and try to take pictures and so forth. And on top of that, I want to jump on the bike. So I'm getting on and off of them, trying to test some bikes out, see if there's anything that I'm really interested in, because I am kind of in the market for a new bike. And I think I've mentioned before, I'm really looking at going towards something like an adventure touring bike. So I was there to check those out. I took a look at the BMWs, I took a look at the KTMs, I took a look at some of the Kawasaki's, and the offerings from Yamaha as well. Plus I checked out some other cool bikes that I really liked at the show. The American manufacturers, well, they had already released everything back in the Sturgis times, in late July there, so there was really nothing new to see here in December. So rather than bore you with all of my commentary from the International Motorcycle Show, I've just got a few minutes here of footage of some of the bikes that I checked out. I'm going to leave all the raw sound in so you can hear exactly what it's like to go to one of these shows. Like I said, it gets pretty loud in there with all the people milling around, and it gets pretty hard to find any good shots, because if you back up far enough to see the whole bike, somebody's jumping in front of you, getting on the bike and so forth. Plus I'm trying to get on and off the bike. So here's a few minutes of an experience from the International Motorcycle Show.
And they come on.
In 6 months, you're going to lower the 45. Actually, we saved the head. I did ask the guys over
Victory booth, there was one really cool thing that I got to see, and that is the Pine Bush Helping with Horsepower land speed record holding bike. Now, if you're not familiar with that, Lloyd's Motorworks, who does a lot of high performance things with Victory motorcycles, teamed up with the folks from Clockworks to not only build this bike but also pilot the bike. Brian Clock ended up piloting it in Bonneville this year. But the concept behind this bike is that they take some disadvantaged youths from the Pine Bush area of New York and they bring them in, they teach them the skill and get them to build and work on this particular motorcycle. And as I mentioned, this year, once they got it all built, they took it to Bonneville to see if they could set a new land speed record. And they did this year. Brian Clock piloted the bike, I believe it is, to 173 miles an hour was the average. And they set in the class a brand new land speed record. So that was awesome to be able to see that bike and know where it came from.
Did you just see this down at Motorcyclepedia?
Yeah. I thought they would be too. Maybe they're just taking a break or something. It's actually kind of calm for him. This one is the Clockworks folks did this years ago.
Folks, thanks for watching, and if you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button, and you can follow us on Facebook, and you can visit the website at www.livingofftheslab.com.